But to throw in my own, just to give you an idea, going back to his first one, qualifications. What qualifies your trainer to train you? Do they have the national accreditations? Are they certified in specific things? Are they certified in powerlifting? If they're going to be teaching you powerlifting, they should have some sort of powerlifting certification. Am I right? Do they have a degree in exercise physiology or exercise science or kinesiology, something of the equivalent to that, so that way they know how the human body works at the microscopic level, as well as going through normal everyday planes of motion. Or does your trainer or the person that you have coaching you just have a really cool transformation story because once they were really overweight and now they're really skinny and now they think they know everything about exercise? Do not fall for that bullcrap. I see it far too often. People that have had these amazing weight loss transformations, and by no means am I taking anything away from those people. They deserve every piece of applause as possible, but that doesn't necessarily qualify them to teach you on how you should be exercising. And a lot of people I know come out of high school. They're like, oh yeah, I played high school football, or I played high school this, and my high school football coach was a collegiate athlete, and he's the one who taught me all this stuff. Yeah, sure, you might know the basics. I mean, hell, I thought I knew the basics coming out of high school, but once I got to the collegiate level, it's a whole new ball game. There's so much more out there to exercise than what a high school strength and conditioning coach or even a high school whatever can teach you. It's not enough knowledge to be like, oh yeah, I know exactly what I'm doing. I can train this person. So be careful where they're getting their experience, where they're getting their qualifications, because stuff like that, guys, it's not kosher. It's not going to get you where you want to be. I guess I kind of tied in one and two things about qualifications and experience in hand. I know some folks, Mike Farr, Silent Mike, for instance, he trains a few people online, and before that, he worked under Mark Smelly Bell. Mark Bell is a genius when it comes to powerlifting and strength training. But where did he get his knowledge? He got it from Louis Simmons. Louis Simmons, Westside Barbell. Come on, if you don't know who that is, Google him. He's a genius when it comes to the powerlifting world. So there's a chain there. You know, Mike got his information from Mark. Mark got his information from Louis. So it's one of those things where it was a chain reaction of knowledge. Basically, they are getting their experience from more experienced people. Now, once again, going back to the whole high school comment that I made, just because your high school football coach taught you a little bit of weightlifting doesn't mean you know what you're doing. I thought I knew how to power clean until I actually took an Olympic weightlifting class in college. Jeez, was I wrong. So yeah, I guess I just kind of tied in two subjects together there, accidentally. Moving on though, the next thing is, do they talk the talk? Do they walk the walk? Are they just talking the talk, or are they walking the walk? I mean, we used to have an old saying my freshman year of high school, don't sing it, bring it. So are you actually practicing what you're preaching? This shows a lot of integrity, for one. And for two, this shows that you know what you're talking about. For instance, if you have someone teaching you powerlifting, they should have either had some kind of experience in powerlifting, whether it be their own competitions or their own certification, something like that. They should be very well rounded in the powerlifting world. On the same spectrum, if you're wanting to learn Olympic weightlifting, you're not going to go to a weight loss specialist to learn Olympic weightlifting. You're not going to go to a bodybuilding coach to learn Olympic weightlifting. You're going to go to someone that has some kind of strength and conditioning background. You're going to go to somebody that has some sort of Olympic weightlifting background to get you where you need to be. Now, the next thing we're going to be talking about is assessing problems. This kind of ties back to going over those thorough assessments and knowing what to do. I mean, if someone has a pre-existing heart condition, you need to know about that. If someone has pre-existing shoulder surgeries or shoulder injuries or whatever, the trainer would need to know about that. So that way they know how to program the workouts best. But as far as assessing issues, let's say you have a trainer that's in person and you're squatting and your knees keep coming in, and your trainer just keeps saying, put your knees out, put your knees out, put your knees out. What if there's some kind of ankle mobility issue, or maybe there is some hip impingement from sitting all day because you work an office job or whatever. So if you had a good trainer that was doing his job, he would be able to assess your problem, say, oh, looks like there's some hip mobility issues. Let's address that. And they would be able to fix the problem at the source instead of putting a band-aid on it saying, just keep your knees out. This can apply to the deadlift, this can apply to the squat, power clean, etc., etc., etc. It applies to all forms of exercise. And I've had people that I've trained online send me messages and they're saying, hey, I'm having some crazy low back pain doing squats. I don't know what's going on. Okay, well, what is it that you do for a living? You work at a call center? Okay, so here's the issue at hand. Where you work at a call center, what's happening is I would show you my hips, but the camera, you know. So basically what's happening is you're sitting all day. You're basically overstretching the piriformis, you're overstretching the glutes. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some mobility exercises to address that situation in your hips and near your pelvis to help your low back. That's what a good assessment does. A bad assessment is going to say, oh yeah, just stop squatting. How does that help anybody? Anyway, I'm going on a rant. I'm sorry. All I'm saying is sometimes you need somebody to be able to assess your situation, assess your specific problems, and be able to assist you and actually help you stop the source of the problem, or stop the problem at the source. Sorry about that, guys. That wraps things up. If you've ever had a bad experience with a trainer, go ahead and comment down below. Tell me about it. I want to hear your horror stories. But at the same time, if you've had a really good experience with a trainer, comment that down below too. I love seeing success stories. I'd love to interact with you guys back and forth. I love getting into the comments and messaging people. I love answering questions via social media. I don't always get the time to answer the questions that I want to, just because my inbox is full. I have a life outside of social media. I'm sure you know how that goes. But if you have any questions, please feel free to ask, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And go ahead and like this video, share it if you want, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys.